So if those plays are intercepted, it's a different game altogether, and we're calling for Shedeur Sanders.
Well, than he has at any point in his
it obviously
career.
was counterproductive because he's got a sore arm.
Okay, so you're using that as a negative against the kid?
I don't understand.
Jesus God, would you give him a chance?
Well,
my God,
here's the
because his
thing.
arm's sore?
Yeah.
What, that's a negative that the kid's got a sore arm?
Yeah.
8-16 or 10-14. That's different. You're 4-22 in your last 26 games.
Riz,
this is a sample size of 2 years.
Riz, I'm not saying to not fire Stefanski. I'm saying fire everybody.
Shedeur moves up a notch, and Shedeur's fans get hungrier to see him.
Tony, Shedeur also will get something he hasn't gotten. That's real reps in practice.
Yeah. We won't see him, but if Gabriel was getting him with Flacco, the number one quarterback, it stands to reason Shedeur will get some. So everyone got what they want, and you just think back of that training camp, and we said how stupid this was, and they're pretty much confirming it.
The city of Cleveland is restless. The fans are tired. After that humiliating loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, the noise has hit a breaking point. For weeks, Tony Grossi has stood behind Dillon Gabriel like a shield. He has protected him from critics and painted him as the Browns' future. But on this Sunday, that wall finally cracked. The world did not see a young quarterback ready to lead a franchise. The world saw a reminder that hype does not win games, performance does. This is Cleveland, a blue-collar city that fights for every yard. A fan base that shows up in snow and wind. They do not ask for promises. They demand results.
Man, it's like the same thing, different week, just different opponent, right? Like every aspect of this offense from top to bottom is horrific. Whether you want to talk about the play calling, the scheme itself, it looks like different quarterbacks, same old, same old. Dillon Gabriel put some balls on the dime. Some throws was absolutely horrific. Then you had other throws that were great throws that ended up being drops. If you had a big play, it ended up coming back for a penalty. It just seemed like, damn, what the hell was that on the goal line?
The scoreboard told a story, 23-9. Pittsburgh dominated from start to finish. Gabriel could not move the ball. He could not connect downfield. He could not handle the pressure. Every drive felt uphill. Third downs felt like fourth downs. The sideline body language told a story. Heads down. Hands on hips. The Steelers looked fresh and focused. The Browns looked stuck in mud. Cleveland fans went quiet as another winnable game slipped away. And in the middle of it all, Tony Grossi had said Gabriel was more NFL ready than Shedeur Sanders. Those words now felt like a bad joke. If this is ready, then the Browns may as well hand the keys to someone who can actually drive. Like and subscribe, and if you love Shedeur, then comment SS 100%.
Dillon Gabriel is not the answer right now for the Cleveland Browns. It's time to give Shedeur Sanders, number 12, a chance to see what he can do in the NFL. Because once Shedeur Sanders gets them keys and he performs, Dillon Gabriel is not going to see that field no more. And what does Tony Grossi got to say now?
Now let us talk facts. Dillon Gabriel threw the ball 52 times. 52. He still finished with only 221 yards. That is 4 yards per attempt. He was sacked 6 times. He fumbled once. He finished with a quarterback rating of 63.3. Those are not the numbers of a quarterback who commands an NFL offense. Those are the numbers of a player who looked overwhelmed and outpaced and outplayed. 52 attempts should mean rhythm and control. Instead, it meant empty yards and stalled drives. The ball died in the air. The offense died on the field. The host of the Simply Ball Dropping podcast broke it down and did not hold back. He said Tony Grossi can't protect Dillon Gabriel no more. He said the numbers don't lie. It was not bad luck. It was not just bad play calls. It was bad execution. Gabriel's timing with his receivers was off all afternoon. He missed Jerry Jeudy twice on open routes that could have changed the game. Receivers clapped their hands in frustration. The timing window closed before the ball arrived. One throw hit Harold Fannin Jr. straight in the helmet. Another was so off target it looked like a miscommunication drill gone wrong. Even short throws out of the backfield looked shaky and late. Those are supposed to be automatic. If the Browns' offense was meant to run through Gabriel, then Pittsburgh just proved it cannot. This is where the comparison to Shedeur Sanders becomes impossible to ignore. In practice, people inside the Browns have seen what Shedeur brings: accuracy, calmness, command. quick release, eyes calm, feet quiet, ball placement tight. Jerry Jeudy has said that Shedeur throws one of the best balls in the NFL. Myles Garrett has praised his leadership and his confidence. David Njoku has spoken about his arm talent. Teammates notice the way the huddle settles when he speaks. These are not casual compliments. These are veterans recognizing real talent. That is not something you can hide behind conservative coaching or a radio narrative. Yet Tony Grossi keeps doubling down. On his radio segments, he tells listeners that Gabriel just needs more time. He says the offense will open up. How long is Cleveland supposed to wait? The fan base is already losing patience. 2 straight games filled with missed chances have ended the same way, with excuses. Sports talk can sell patience and projections. The locker room lives on production. You cannot sell a defense hope after 3 and outs. At this point, it is not just about talent. It is about pride. Grossi has defended his take for months, and now the field is proving him wrong. The Brown system under Kevin Stefanski is not helping Gabriel either. The plan leans on checkdowns and safe passes in a predictable rhythm. Same looks and same throws. Defenders sat on routes and drove on the ball. It has become too cautious. Defenses have figured it out. The Steelers didn't even blitz heavy, and they still got to Gabriel 6 times. That is not pressure. That is domination. If the Browns cannot stretch the field, teams will crowd the box and shut down the run. They will dare Gabriel to throw deep. Right now, that looks like his biggest weakness.
Tony Grossi, there's no way that you can protect Dillon Gabriel from Shedeur Sanders no more. So you can't speak about Dillon Gabriel no more, talking about Dillon Gabriel is ready, more ready than Shedeur Sanders to play on an NFL football field. Now, today, Dillon Gabriel threw the ball 52 times. He was 29 of 52 for 221 yards, averaging 4 yards per reception. He was sacked 16 times and sacked 6 times and lost 38 yards in them sacks.
That is what stings the most for Cleveland. The answer may already be standing on the sideline wearing number 12. Shedeur Sanders has not taken a regular season snap yet. The excitement around him is unmatched. Every practice clip goes viral. Every pass he rips in a scrimmage sparks a debate. There is something different about the way he commands the field. He has that balance of poise and aggression that great quarterbacks have. He reads leverage. He throws with intent. He resets and fires again. The more Dillon Gabriel struggles, the louder the chants for Shedeur become. Do not forget how this started. In preseason, Shedeur was sacked 5 times against the Rams. Grossi mocked him. He said Shedeur held the ball too long. He said Shedeur was not ready for NFL speed. Here's the reality check. Gabriel has been sacked even more behind a better offensive line, and no one is calling him out. Sacks are not always on the line. They are about process and clock and feel. That is hypocrisy at its finest. When the same mistakes come from the player you hyped, it is suddenly the system. When it's Shedeur, it becomes inexperience. That double standard is exactly what fans are tired of. That is why this loss to the Steelers feels like a hinge moment. It is not just another game. It is the breaking point. You can feel it in the stadium, online, and on the streets. Frustration, disbelief, the sense that Cleveland is wasting precious time to justify a choice that no longer makes sense. Veterans hate wasted Sundays, hard work undone by empty possessions. The locker room feels it as well. Reports say some defensive players have privately voiced that Sanders gives them the best chance to win. When your defense starts to lose faith in the offense, you are headed for disaster. There was a line on the podcast that summed it up. Dillon Gabriel is not the answer right now for the Cleveland Browns. It is time to give Shedeur Sanders a chance. That is not just opinion. That is the truth spoken out loud. If Gabriel cannot produce against mid-level defenses like Pittsburgh and Minnesota, what happens when he faces elite pass rushers or top-tier secondaries? The Browns can't afford to find out the hard way. They have been down that road too many times. Winning in the AFC North demands toughness and timing, cold nights, hard hits, field position. You need a quarterback who punishes tight windows and punishes mistakes. You can sense a shift in the media. Reporters who once doubted Shedeur are changing their tone. Even Kay Cabot, who was one of the most critical voices early on, has admitted that Shedeur is looking spectacular in practice. The throws are sharper. The reads are faster. The chemistry with the receivers is building. The locker room buzz is real. Beat writers do not risk their name on empty praise. As the fan chants grow louder, Kevin Stefanski will have to make a decision. Keep defending the old plan or embrace the future. There is one thing Cleveland fans know better than most: loyalty. They have stood through heartbreak after heartbreak while waiting for that one quarterback who can change everything. They fill the dog pound with hope and with grit. They hold on through cold rain and long seasons. For a brief moment, people believed Dillon Gabriel might be that guy. But belief does not move chains. Production does. Leadership does. That is where Shedeur Sanders separates himself. He brings poise under pressure. He brings a relentless work ethic. He carries a quiet confidence that mirrors his father and his own standard. All of it points toward a player ready to rewrite the narrative in Cleveland. Tony Grossi can keep talking. He can keep spinning the story and defending Gabriel. He can keep questioning Shedeur's readiness. Fans are not buying it anymore. They have seen the difference. They have seen what happens when hype meets the field. Now they are demanding a change. Protecting Dillon Gabriel is no longer protecting a player. It is protecting a mistake. Cleveland has made too many of those already. The longer you delay, the bigger the bill. The truth is simple. Shedeur Sanders deserves his shot. Let him lead. Let him throw. Let him show the NFL what he is capable of. The moment he steps onto that field, the energy in Cleveland will change. The team will believe again. The offense will play faster. The sideline will come alive. The stadium will feel louder. And the critics who doubted him, from Tony Grossi to every talk show host who wrote him off, will have to face it. They were wrong. As the dust settles from this Pittsburgh loss, the Browns are standing at a crossroads. They can stay loyal to a narrative that is falling apart, or they can take a chance on the quarterback who has earned respect the hard way, through preparation and patience and performance. The fans are watching. The locker room is watching. The league is watching. History will remember this choice. Play it safe or bet on belief backed by work. One thing is sure: Tony Grossi cannot protect Dillon Gabriel anymore. Shedeur Sanders is not just knocking on the door. He is ready to kick it open. Cleveland, the choice is yours. Do you want to stay stuck in mediocrity, or do you want to see what the future really looks like? Do not wait until it is too late. The window does not stay open forever. Not in this division, not in this league. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Share this with every Browns fan you know. Drop your thoughts below and keep the conversation going, because the truth cannot be hidden forever.